Hello, welcome to today's What's in the Workshop. As you can see, I'm not in my workshop. I am in fact on holiday in Belgium. I'm not very good at holidays, so while I'm here I may have just arranged to collect a 1986 Honda VFR 750 that's been outside on a podium for about 7 years. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Get it off. It's not mine. I understand you. It's yours. Actually, this is yours. Ah, wie dan altijd.
Still a little bit of a...
Very flat tyres. Yeah, I am. Ja, ik zit hier aan het tegenhouden. Ja? Ja, hij is daar. Zieke dingen, hè?
Thank you. Right, we've got it unloaded off the van. Just covered it in degreaser. So before we get it in the workshop, we'll give it a quick pressure wash off and see how it comes up. Make it a bit more pleasant to work on. Well, for a quick pressure wash and some WD-40, that's not bad for a bike that's been sat outside for 7 years. Not bad at all. Obviously the tank's been leaking, whether it's pipe or whether it's rusty hole in the tank, don't know. Rear brake lever doesn't move, not trying that yet anyway, because still want it to roll. Clutch doesn't currently work, that's seized up, but the throttle's come back to life. Sticky but functional, hazardous choke. Let's get it on the ramp and see what we can do. Okay, got it up on the ramp, fancy ramp, pretty jealous. Still shiny for now, till the WD-40 wears off. So I think next thing to do is try and get it to get ignition. We don't have the keys, unfortunately, yet. So we're going to try and get ignition. It'd be nice to see what the tank's like inside. Some idiot might have pulled the clutch, so now I've got to get that back again. Yeah, see how we go. Right, we've done a fair bit of stripping down, partly to get in here because we haven't got the keys, so we've took the whole ignition barrel out and put a screwdriver in that side.
Maybe this is going to light up.
Maybe on, let's have a look, see. Got a battery connected, so we'll just see if we get ignition lights. We do, and an indicator.
Not the indicator, I don't think.
I don't know what that was. No sign of a fuel pump. In addition to that, we've had the plugs out, put some oil in there and turned it over by hand with the back wheel. It was a little bit sticky at first, but it does now move freely. I just reminded you we need to put it in neutral. Neutral light works.
Try the button.
Yeah, let's go for a crank. Just thinking about it. Oh, I think we just blown a fuse.
Yeah, we did.
We'll come back to that.
Very good.
Yeah, it wasn't the fuse. Looked like we just had a bad connection on the jump leads. So, oh. Well, that is excellent news.
That is excellent news. Sweet.
So, now we'll stick some plugs back in and think about putting something flammable in a carburetor. Okay, we're going to go for a brake cleaner squirt start. Well, it did cough. Choke or no choke, really?
I don't think that's going to make much difference.
No, a bit of throttle, perhaps? Some flame.
Yeah, it's maybe better. But yeah, just get this out there.
We got spark. Definitely got spark. That we know.
Yeah.
I think there's enough of brake cleaner that we try a little fuel supply and see what happens. So we've got a spark. We know it combusts.
Combust.
So we're going to get quite in your, yeah. Don't know if you caught any of that, but it combusted. So I think we're better off trying it with the fuel supply. I'm not a fan of running things with brake cleaner anymore than I have to. That was enough to know it runs. We'll try a little fuel supply and see how those carbs are. Terrible, but you never know. Okay, impromptu tank bodged in. Oh, don't tip it that way.
Fire extinguisher over
Fire
there.
extinguisher over there, just out of reach.
And here.
Well, one of us will have to hold this while the fire happens.
Yeah, that'll be it. I'll be
Okay.
outside.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Choke this time, yeah. rather than just opening the drain to make sure fuel was coming through. That's just fired up. Some two-stroke in there, sat 7 years outside on a plinth, and it's just fired up.
Bloody impressive.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That still had some in, actually.
Yeah, it did actually.
Well, it's two-strokes, so clean.
Looks like you just cleaned the battery box very nicely.
So we cleaned out the clutch and the brakes. Ooh, those master cylinders were full of rain and mess. But we sorted them out now, sticking it back together. Just having a go at resurrecting the fuel pump, but those points look pretty terrible. Pulled that bottom set out, so I'll file it and see where we're at, but I think that might be dead. Okay, let's see if anything happens. I think this has to be cranking for the fuel pump to fire, so let's see. Yeah. Yep, that's working. Okay, made a bit more progress. So as you saw, the fluid we pulled out of these is absolutely horrible. So we now managed to rebuild the clutch and the brake master. When I say rebuild, free off really. So the piston was stuck both sides, but not too badly. So I managed to push something in from this end, get it moving, and then that end move it back to it could free it off with a bit of lubricant in there. They're both fine now. So bled at the brakes, front brakes are working. Bled at the clutch, and the clutch seems to be working. So that is very good. Rear brake didn't have to do anything. It was just seized on the pivot, freed that off, and that's working. And it even comes back off again, so you can spin it. So we're looking miraculously like everything so far is just working with minimal effort, without having to replace any parts. After 7 years sat outside in rain, snow, wind, everything, it all just works, which is unbelievable. Okay, now we've run it for a couple of minutes, we'll just drain this coolant and see how that looks. Okay, coming done alright, it's a good start. Got very badly. That's disgusting.
That's extremely warm. Sorry for the walking.
Bearing in mind we've done nothing to these carburetors at all. It's on 4 cylinders. It revs up with no choke. The smoke cleared up completely, but once we've given it a bit of rev, it comes back slightly. It'll need a good thrash up the road, I think, to clear it all out, but it's pretty incredible. Looks like that left bank's cleaned up. It's got a happier sounding idle now. Yeah, that is sounded pretty happy. So when I set out to record this video, I was expecting a real fight. We've got a bike here that's been sat outside in all weathers for 7 years at the side of a road. No shelter whatsoever. I was thinking, okay, we're going to have engine seized, we're going to have everything that should move won't move, and everything that shouldn't will. I was expecting the worst. But it's been so easy, I couldn't believe it. We've had, what, water in the clutch and brake master cylinders. That was an easy fix. They freed off nice and easily, came straight back to life. We had engine felt ever so slightly seized, but a little bit of oil down the bores, turned it over by hand, it was fine. And then it fired up straight away. And after a few minutes running, all the rings came back, no smoke anymore, running spot on, idling even. The only thing we've got is one carburetor that's still leaking a bit of petrol. But apart from that, it's like it was parked yesterday. And real testament to the engineering of this thing, how well it survived. So, yeah, less challenging than I thought. Shorter video, therefore, than I thought, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Big thanks to my father-in-law for giving me so much work on it and picking it up in his van and now storing the bike for me. On that, I've got a bit of a plan. I'd like to get this back to the UK, just trying to figure out how. If possible, I'd really like to ride it back to the UK. So I've got to work on that, see if I can find a way. But keep looking at my videos and hopefully there'll be one of this getting back to the UK soon. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.